let's keep it real, son.
Yo, what is up, YouTube boxing family? It is KRod7435 here. I'm back at it with another good boxing live stream today. I'll be having the Valle brothers. For those of you that don't know who they are, Marcus Valle and Dominic Valle. Marcus Valle is a rising up-and-coming welterweight fighter, and I believe his brother is a rising super featherweight fighter. But I'll be having them coming on to the panel in a couple minutes. Just bear with me, and I'll get that going. And yeah, I'll be having like a good conversation with them. So just give me some time here, and yeah. But yeah, not much today, man. I'm gonna be getting this interview done out the way, and then I'll be giving my post fight for Fundora and Ocampo tonight. So, but yeah, I'm gonna message Dominic to see if let the link work. Hold on, did it work for you? All right, there we go. We got him. Hey, how's it going, man?
Going good.
Yeah, salute to you guys. Thank you for taking the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, first things first, just tell the audience who y'all are and how'd you get into boxing.
My name's Dominic Valle, and honestly, our story's the same for the way we both started boxing. We it was like in the family, like my grandpa used to box in Puerto Rico, and he kind of passed it down like 2 generations, but me and my brother were the first ones to decide that we want to take this to the next level.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but I could have sworn for both of you that I've heard of your name through word of mouth of Robert Garcia, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because I could have sworn that Ellie Seckbeck from ES News Boxing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He was like basically bringing up like either one of like your names up, and
Yeah, that was me. I was
actually-
out there for a training camp for actually my debut. Before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was out there for a few weeks, and I was sparring with Jose Ramirez, getting him ready for fight at the time. Costo, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
So like as far as Robert Garcia goes, did you just part ways with him, or?
Yeah. Because we were down in Florida, with Pro Boxing. They just that just through managers and stuff, that's how I got over there and got the work and stuff. And then my debut ended up just being at that same time.
Yeah.
School 2 weeks before my debut, I was out there.
Oh, okay. What's like the whole deal with Pro Box? Like, are you guys just gonna take advantage of that until bigger opportunities come about, right?
I mean, Pro Box, we're Pro Box is treating us good. They're building us in the right way, the way we want, and we're got good relationships with everybody on the team.
Yeah, I really like the connection that we have with them, and the way they're bringing us up is very professional in my eyes and a lot of people's eyes in almost the perfect way.
Yeah, because I like how Pro Box is doing everything correctly. They're kind of doing almost like the same thing that PBC does.
Yep.
They give you all the opportunities to like, build your name up, progressively, and
Exactly.
they're not putting up, really bad fights. They're actually putting up very good, style matchups, and I like how some of these fights are actually coming, like about because they actually look very competitive. Where like you
Yeah.
really can't pick like a winner.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way they want to do it. They want to make sure like people aren't just like people like to say cab drivers. They like to keep like the fans entertained, and also they want to test the fighters and see what they have, and
Really prove yourself.
they have us prove ourselves. I mean, it's not an easy sport, so I mean we might as well go balls to the wall with it.
Yeah. What divisions do you guys campaign at?
I was at like my first 4 fights. I was 147, and then just recently my last 2, or actually my first 5, but then my opponent fell out like the last week, so then they got me a 54 opponent, and then my most recent fight, I fought at 52, but 54. So
And
Yeah, because
I'm gonna be at
I'm sorry.
126. I'm a featherweight, so 126, and honestly, 126, 130 is where I'm gonna be at for a while. So
Okay, yeah, because that's very interesting because those divisions are extremely hot right now, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of good matchups in those divisions. Do you see yourselves moving up like progressively over time to like conquer divisions in those particular time frames?
yeah, for sure. My goal, I want to unify at 126 first, and then move to 130 and unify there, and I mean eventually see where my career goes, and maybe go to 35 and end up at 40. We'll see. I'm a pretty big featherweight. I'm 5'11", so
Oh wow.
yeah, I know. I should be able to carry the weight the right way.
Yeah, you're basically taller than Brandon Figueroa because yeah, Figgy's like what 5'9", 5'10".
Yeah, it's something around there. Yeah.
But it's like you basically like dog walk that size.
and they're telling me that I'm probably gonna end my career at 168 or something like that, and I can see it. I'm right now 6'1", walking around like 180. So
Oh wow. Yeah, that's almost similar to Jerron Ennis in a way, because
Yeah.
like that's what Boots like literally said like not too long ago. But as far as like I guess at the training that you get down there, do you like do you run into any notable fighters that you get any work in with or?
they've had some camps in Miami and Orlando, and we get work with people that come for camps.
Yeah, I've gotten work with the former world champion Zukan. That was one of my more recent sparrings. I get work with Pitufo, Christopher Diaz. That's another one. So I mean, we get good work out here.
Yeah, we got a really good stable too in the Pro Box gym.
Yep.
Yeah. Like as far as like I guess like your goals of like where you want to be, do you see yourselves trying to like get with like better training camps with like the high level trainers like one day to like help your game get up there to like to let the next level?
I mean, we got really really good trainers. Like I said, we got a great team right now. I trust in our team a lot right now. Mark and Asa, they're teachers. Great teachers in boxing.
And honestly, it really starts with the fighters too. Also, so I mean, I believe like our goal has been to be world champions and be the faces of boxing eventually. And I mean, we love our trainers, and we know that they're gonna help us get there, and we have full belief in them.
Did you do any amateur boxing for either of you?
Say it again.
Did either of you go through any amateur like boxing before heading into the pros?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I was I was ranked number 1 in the nation for 2 separate years, and I've been I was a national junior Olympics champion in 2018. So I mean, yeah, my amateur record was 41-3. So
yeah, and I was in the like we both had like kind of short amateur careers because we both started like later, but you know we progressed very fast. You know, from local shows to state tournaments and to national tournaments, and even me going to the trials, the Olympic trials, and
Oh wow.
yeah, so it was quick. I was 36-6, so you know there's short amateur careers, but I would say like 80 to 85% of them were, you know, top fights in amateurs, you know, against other top amateur fighters.
Who'd you face that are notable today in the pros from the amateurs?
Everybody's still kind of coming up, but Delonte Johnson, Tiger.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I fought him in the trials. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know who's pro and who's not right now, too. So.
Yeah. Like I keep like my eye, like you know, very peeled on it, but
right.
Yeah.
like it seems like that a lot of fighters are trying to use that as like a marketing tool to say like, oh well, I beat this guy up back in like the amateurs, so that means you know I should be better than you. But you know, in all honest reality, that's not true. And I think it's like really weird that a lot of people in boxing use that as like a medium argument to say that you know if you're so good in the amateurs, then that means automatically you should be like a you know ultimate warrior heading into like the pros.
Right.
Like, is that true?
Yep.
I mean, the only way you could really see that is the growth and how fighters stick to it after the amateurs, and you know, I mean, everything shows. You know, everything shows in the especially in the pros. You know, because you got these tough guys that you know they don't have amateur styles, and everybody in the amateur style, you know, they train for that. You know, coming up. So turning pro, it's still early in everybody's career. So you know, it's just only time will tell. But
I mean, me and my brother, we were always I mean, lots of people that they could be good in the amateurs based off of you know, amateur style boxing, but me and my brother, we've been like always told our whole like amateur career. People used to tell us that we weren't fighting the right way, and that's not how you're supposed to fight in the amateurs. They were like, you guys fight like pros. So I mean, all we ever watched was pro boxing, so that's the way we know how to fight. And the amateurs was a step for us, just because we understand that that's the process of a career, of a fighter's career. But this is where we want to make our name, and this is where we want to be known in the pros, really.
Did you guys ever look up to any notable pros that you know kept you like inspired, you know, going into the pros now?
Yeah, a lot actually. I mean, I would say obviously we got, you know, like the Puerto Rican greats to start off. You know, that's in our blood, and that's our inspiration every day. So you know, I mean, you can just name all the greats. They started Miguel Cotto, Tito, all of them. So
yep,
those ones. And then like for the fighters nowadays, when I started back in like I think it was 2014, 2015, was when, you know, Triple G was pretty good, you know, pretty hot. So I was watching him a lot, and going into all my amateur fights and my beginning of my pro career, like that was a style that a lot of people related me to. And so I just try to capitalize on fighters that people compared me to, you know, and who I thought had a great style and what would benefit me.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna like, how should I say, like I'm not gonna sugarcoat on anything, but to be honest, like based off of looking at both of your styles, your style heavily reminds me of like a very like almost like a Julian Jackson mixed with like a Wilfredo Gomez.
For
like
me?
Yeah, for you. And then for Dominic, you have like a very like a very fast like Aaron Pryor type of style. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you you like to come forward, you like to really hurt like you know the opponents, you know, off of like your front foot.
Yep.
And whenever I see you like you know actually switch it up with like your tempo, you actually know how to like catch those like you know catch those shots coming in. and you have really great, defensive reflexes, and I think that's so beneficial because not a lot of professional fighters actually like to take risks like that going inside like the pocket, and I don't know if you can like agree from both of you, but should boxing be more heavily focused on defense, or should it be more focused on pressure style shots to actually hurt your like opponent to get like the betterment to
It's
win
it's really hard to say because I mean you watch old school boxing and everything is offensively, and that's the way like they used to fight. But like I can't really say that the defensive isn't the right way, because you look at Floyd Mayweather and he was, in my opinion, like, one of the greatest fighters to ever live. Like, so like you can't say he shouldn't do that because it worked. So I mean, I think for us personally, we have a very fan pleasing style, and that's just the way we were taught to fight and the way we love to fight. So I mean, I can't really say what for other people, but I know that the way we fight that's the way we want it. We want to make sure the crowd's engaged, and we like to punish people, and we like to hurt people. That's the name of boxing for us.
Yeah, how would you describe your style? Like a boxer puncher or a pure boxer? Or
Yeah, no, I'm definitely a boxer puncher. I mean, I try not to get touched and use my range, and also, but I love to fight. So I mean, if we had to go in the pocket, I mean, I'll be right there.
Yeah, I'm more of a. I like to be a boxer puncher. Like him, I really like his style. But I would say for me, I'm more on the side of a puncher. I don't know. It's just what it's just how I've grown into boxing. Just to seek and destroy.
Terminator style.
Yeah, actually that's been my nickname. Like they've been calling me that, like in the amateur tournaments, the nationals.
Oh, really?
I would get out and I would have like the doctors coming out, random judges, and random people telling me, like, man, you Terminator. You look like Terminator. That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
I've gotten that like a lot of times, that exact nickname.
Yep.
Does power matter, like in a fight to like to help you progress more in a fight, or do you focus more like on the technique to set up your shot?
Honestly, we were taught first power, so I mean that's kind of like installed into us. So I mean everything we do is based off power, and we've actually had to learn to set punches up and to ease back.
I learned that being a boxer yourself, like this, if you go in the ring with somebody and they can't hurt you, that they can't hit. Obviously, there's always that chance in boxing you get caught with something. So I'm not saying that, but when you feel somebody hit you in the arm and it's like, damn, like, okay, I got to be careful. But then if you get somebody that's hitting you and it's like pillows, it gives you a little boost, a little confidence boost. So I mean,
yeah, your defense for sure. When we hit people and when you're touching people with power, it automatically turns their offense down a little bit. So I mean, the power sets everything up, honestly.
What do you do to prepare yourself heading into the ring? Like when that you see something out of an opponent, to capitalize on.
For me, I don't know about him, but for me, I honestly don't. I haven't so far watched any of my like opponents like videos or anything like that. They tell me, okay, you're fighting this guy, his record is this, and I leave it up to my dad, my trainers, my promoter, and they get it for me, and I listen to them. They make the game plan, and I listen to them.
Yep, yeah. I mean that's the same thing for me. I'll go in and they'll tell me like the style that he has and things we have to be careful for and things we have to watch out on. So I mean, I go in and I listen to what they're telling me, and then as the fight picks up, I start seeing my openings. I start seeing their tendencies, and I start seeing everything they do. And it opens so many doors for me. So I mean, I prepare myself, and before I walk up to get into the ring to fight, I prepare myself mentally. Listening to music, warming up good, and just getting into that fight mode. And once I get in there, it's just like a switch, and I can do whatever at that point once I'm in the ring.
Yeah, because some people tell me that they get like jitters, coming into coming into their fights, and they sometimes get nervous. Like to which some people tell me that's beneficial to them, but I
Yeah.
just figured that I asked y'all that because I believe to a certain degree, like this is like a very dangerous like a sport, but at the end of the day, when you're educated coming into that ring, you have to have like a different mode coming into that ring
Yep,
because
exactly. I mean, I went into my amateur fights. I always tell everybody this. My amateur fights, I was nervous. I would get nervous before I fought, and I would say once I reached like the national level and started like winning the nationals, my nerves went away, and I was like, I realized it's as long as I put all the work in and do everything I can possibly do and leave no stone unturned or whatever. Like I know I get into that ring with so much confidence that like I'm excited to show the world what I have.
yeah. As far as what you go through in training camp, like what exactly do you focus on to bring yourself up to that next level to like evolve better from like your previous fights?
Um, each camp we focus mainly, like we always go back to the fundamentals, make sure everything is nothing's being forgotten, everything is always worked on repeatedly. And I mean, honestly, it's just learning from each sparring and each training session and working it together as a team to see, hey, what can we do to improve next one. And it's literally, it's always been like that, but it's just great that we have a team now like Mark and Asa that they're on the same page, and every day they come in, they're thinking, and they have something new for us every single day that we need to be working on, but also never forgetting what we're working on in the first place.
Yeah, for sure. And we go back to, we watch our fights, the fight previous to like the fight we're getting ready for. We'll pick apart everything that we could have done better, and there's always room for improvement. So I mean, whatever is, it always goes back to just working hard and just pushing ourselves like to our max. But then it always just then we just throw little things in there that we know we like can improve on, and that we could show the world like that we're not just one-dimensional fighters, and we can do a lot.
Yeah, I find that very interesting because some other fighters don't like to look at that. They just think that they're just good at what they do. And like, I'll just use like a great example. Like, I'll use Edgar Berlanga because I went to go see his fight back in June for the Puerto Rican Day Parade. But like, I can understand why people like that will say that there's nothing wrong with me, but when you like abandon something that you were once good at, it's like looking at somebody in the mirror of what they used to be good at, and now they're like a different reflection of like of what they should not be. But do you see like certain holes that you like to focus on primarily to like make yourself look better versus like not giving people with the wrong like impressions of like what they want more out of you, right?
Yeah, I always look at myself as if I'm watching another fighter. I look at myself as
Y'all making that PPC money already?
I
God damn, man.
see.
Look, congrats, man.
Hey,
See you, man.
sorry about that.
What was I saying? I
Yeah, good.
completely forgot what I was saying now.
No, with the how you said
Oh yeah, like I look at myself from an outsider, and it's funny. Like I even asked my sister, like what she thinks about the fights and stuff, because I need to know what it looks like from a fan standpoint and a boxer standpoint, another trainer standpoint. So I'm well rounded all around. You know what I mean? I'm good all around. And that's the only way you can really do that. But if you just stuck in like in your own ways and you think like I'm good, like that's when you lose sight of what everybody else is seeing.
Yeah.
You always have to have that always have to be open to listening to what people have to say about you because, I mean, if one person's seeing it, you never know who else is seeing it. You don't know if your opponent is going to be seeing it, if they know they can capitalize off it, you know? So, I mean, why would I not take the advice and, like, the critique from people that want to see me be great?
Yeah, because I definitely follow that motto because, you know, fighters that I personally know where I, like, say to them straight up, like, hey, look, you know, I respect you like you're my brother, but I'm going to be real with you, you know, like, you got to work on this, you got to work on that. Because I know you could be like a much deadlier threat if you work on these things because you can develop yourself to become that next fighter of what people want to see out of you. But the only person that can do it is you. But if you let that egoism come in, I think that's where the Mike Tyson, like, you know, like effect, like to me, of which I call it like that because if you don't, you know, focus on the man, the man in the mirror in front of you to fix your imagery as a fighter, then that's gonna defeat you mentally once you walk into like your next fight.
100%.
And I believe that's important because like your mental has to be corrected before you walk in there.
Yep, 100%.
I was gonna switch topics, and I was gonna ask about your thoughts on the state of Puerto Rican boxing. Do you think Puerto Rican boxing is dead, or do you think it's growing?
I think it's come to a standstill right now, just because I know there's a lot of Puerto Rican fighters coming up.
There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot coming up. I think as of right now, it's just a matter of time before they burst back onto the scene like they've always have been. They've always been a very big role in boxing, you know, like, so I mean I know it's just a matter of time, and that
such a small island putting such a big impact on the world of boxing.
Right.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on I guess at the mainstream fighters like Xander Zayas, you know, Edgar Berlanga, and all those guys?
I mean, yeah, Xander is somebody we grew up with in the amateurs, and we're actually like we're pretty close with him, and he's always been a close friend of ours, and you know, we're supporting him for sure, and he's a great fighter. He's always been a great fighter, and we love to see him grow. We love to see Edgar grow also, and make his name, and make just anybody that's representing Puerto Rico. You know, we're behind 100%. We want to watch them grow, and we want them to be.
It's only helping the name.
Yeah, we want them to be world champions also.
Yeah, because the reason why that I asked that is because, like, I truly believe that there's way better opposition in the Puerto Rican stable that could be better than those names, like, you know, potentially. And I would even say both of y'all, like, you know, included, like, you guys have to be put into that conversation soon because, you know, eventually let the talent pool is getting bigger. And, you know, there's like a bunch of names out there that nobody talks about, but the reason why that I'm asking is because it seems like a lot of people are heavily connected into those names, but they don't look at guys like Mathias or, you know, any of those, you know, unknown names where people haven't followed them or just taken a look at their progression. And, you know, they're actually putting in that work to actually put themselves, you know, into that discussion.
Yeah, I think it's just, and when it comes to that, I think it's just a little bit more marketing that they need. I mean, they clearly have the skills, and they have especially him with the power. They have the complete package. It's just now at that point it gets to marketing, and I think that's somewhat the promoters' jobs. And I know Puerto Ricans, they're talented fighters, have always been, and that's in their blood. And I think in the near future, Puerto Rico's gonna be a very hot name in boxing again.
Do you guys plan to fight in Puerto Rico one day?
For sure, 100%. There's no way I can end my career without fighting Puerto Rico.
Got family out there.
Exactly, I have a lot of family.
Yeah. Yeah, because I definitely like to see it one day, and I think that would be pretty good.
Yes, it would.
Who are your, you know, top favorite Puerto Rican fighters that both of y'all have looked up to?
I think this is where we kind of go a little different. Mine's always been Cotto. Like Miguel Cotto was the one for me. I mean, he's the reason I put on a pair of boxing gloves in the first place. Like,
yeah, what you mean different? Same here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the first.
It's just his style represents replicates Trinidad's more. So I know he's been he would watch Tito a lot more than I would, just because that's closer to his style.
Mhm.
I mean, I love Tito and I watch Tito all the time too, but I love Cotto's style. I love Wilfredo Gomez, the way he would throw his punches. Wilfred Benitez with his defense. I mean,
If Cotto wasn't a fighter, I don't think we'd be fighters.
Yeah,
Honestly.
exactly.
Yeah, for me, my favorites are Wilfredo Benitez, Carlos Ortiz. Who's that other guy? Wilfredo Gomez, and that other Puerto Rican bantamweight fighter, but I forgot his name. It'll come back to me one of these days, but he was good. And the other fighter, I think he fought at 140. No, I don't think so. But either way, I like watching those type of fighters. Inside pressure fighters with good defensive upper body movement.
Yep.
The last question that I was going to ask y'all, what influence do you guys want to bring to your fans and audience before it's all said and done?
What do you want to bring to him?
What influence do you want to bring to your fans and audience before it's all said and done?
I mean, I've always stood for being respectful, doing the right thing. I mean, so growing this following in boxing. I just want to be a role model to kids wanting to box and just normal kids. I just want to be known as a good person.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the number one thing is being humble. Don't ever forget that. Don't ever forget where you came from. Always stay close with family, and your family are the people that are gonna be there for the rest of your life, and they've always been there for you. I mean, just always do the right thing. Everybody knows what the right thing to do is, and at the end of the day, that's the way it is.
Yeah, same here. I think that's about it. I appreciate the conversation that I had with both of y'all. I like to do it again.
For sure.
Do you guys have anything for last words to say to the fans and audience?
Got our next fight November 4th. Both of us, you get both of us on one night, so don't miss it.
You can follow us on Instagram. My Instagram is Dominic Valle _.
My name is Marcus Valle. Just like that. Facebook and Twitter, Instagram, everything.
And just follow our career. I mean, I know we're gonna be the best brothers in boxing for sure. So I mean, just be ready for it.
Yeah, man, I can't wait. I appreciate you guys for coming through.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Look forward to doing it again.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys.
All right.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you very, very much to Dominic Valle and his brother Marcus. This is a quick little, sports interview that I wanted to do to, chat with them, get their names out there, help you guys out, with, getting their names, branded and promoted. So, that's pretty much it. I'll definitely be sure to, chop it up again with them in the future. Much thanks to both of them. And, I'll be out of here. I'll be covering the post-fight for Fundora and Ocampo. So I'll see you guys very, very soon. Salute to you, Combat Toolbag. Thank you for coming by. And, that's about it, man. Thank you very much. Salute to the mighty LDBC. And salute to the TWT. I'm out, and I'll see you guys. Bye.